Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So, yeah, welcome to another market open stream. Today, Bitcoin is looking like it wants to make moves, and the market is opening green. So let's talk about why things are looking better, why everything is setting up Bitcoin for a massive year-end rally. All right, let's do it. Let's do it, guys. Welcome. Yeah, U.S. market is looking pretty green right now. Okay, Bitcoin is back above 115, and gold is still sinking. So conditions look good right now, right off the bat. Right? So if you look at, let's say, Coinbase is up, Robin's up, Broadcom's up. I'm pretty sure Nvidia's up. A lot of things are up right now. You know what? This didn't look very good yesterday. It was reported Amazon is laying off a whole bunch of people. I reported wrong. I said 50,000. That was way too much, but it's about 14,000. But there's a reason why they're doing it, okay? Not because they're actually struggling. It's because they're going to replace jobs with AI and robotics. What did I say before? AI is a real thing. It's going to take jobs. People still underestimate AI. They still think that AI can't take their jobs away. It's happening. And, you know, I honestly think within the next 10 years, you go get about 10% more unemployment added on. So we're going to go at the minimum. And I really think that it's going to go from like where we are, like 4 point something percent, all the way up to like 14 or 15% in 10 years. This is the time, and that's the most conservative number. It could be a lot higher than that. This is the time to be making your money. Maximize your earnings. Because within the next 10 years, there's a good chance you could lose your job to AI or robotics. Okay, unless you're a skilled labor worker like a plumber or electrician, or maybe a surgeon, you know, you're going to be okay for a while. But for everyone else, if you're just like a white-collar person in an office, don't think that your job is not going to be taken away from you. AI is getting smarter every single day. And this Amazon is basically saying, yeah, we don't need you guys. Why do we need to have 14,000 people when we can have ChatGPT do everything for us? I mean, that's the real reality. Here's another company called, I think, Chegg. I never heard of this company, but they're laying off 45% of the workforce. They're an online education company. Yeah, you could learn everything from ChatGPT. So that's like 50%. Kathy Wood also says humanoid robots are the biggest of all AI opportunities. And that's coming. Again, replacing skilled labor workers like electricians, plumbers, and surgeons may take a while. But these warehouses like Amazon warehouses or manufacturing plants, they're going to have full of humanoid robots in the next 10 years. For sure. They already have robots. It's just going to get more sophisticated. Okay? So, yeah. Why do I bring all this up? Because I honestly feel like you got to maximize your earnings right now. You got to maximize your wealth as much as possible in the next 10 years. Don't think that you're still going to have a job in 30 years. Probably not going to be the case. Some of you guys are probably retired. You're like, I don't care. All right. But some of you guys may be younger, in your 20s. You may still be thinking that you're working when you're 40s or 50s. But these guys are going to eat up everything. When I say these guys, I mean AI and robotics. So you got to maximize earnings. And what's the easiest way to do that? By investing in crypto. Honestly, I don't think there's an easier way to maximize their earnings other than investing in crypto. That's just my opinion, though. All right, PayPal also, speaking of ChatGPT, is integrating itself within OpenAI. So pretty soon, you could tell ChatGPT to go buy stuff for you, right? It's already like assistant, a digital assistant. It could pretty much do whatever. You could connect your Gmail to it. You can connect a lot of stuff to it. It'll do everything for you. And it's only going to get smarter. And pretty soon, it'll do your shopping for you. And then pretty soon, it'll control AI robot and it'll go physically shop for you. That is coming. PayPal is skyrocketing right now because of this integration. Anyone that makes any kind of partnership with OpenAI is skyrocketing. It still boggles my mind that OpenAI has not gone IPO yet. They're worth $500 billion, I think, in their latest investment round. So if they do IPO, they will be in the trillions already. And that's going to come, but I'm quite surprised they haven't done it already. Anyways, going back to the greatest wealth generator, Bitcoin and crypto, ETF inflow yesterday was fairly positive. 149 million. That's good. We're turning around. Okay. Again, the staleness right now is not from Wall Street. It's really not. Wall Street is still buying. Wall Street is a little bit like retail, right? There's bad days like this, and then for most part, it's good days, DCA days. Wall Street continues to load up while everyone else is panicking. And, unfortunately, they're going to outlast most retail investors. That's not the way to do it. You don't want to panic. You don't want to panic when we have some volatility, when we have some staleness. That's not how it works. That's not the path to generating wealth or financial freedom. ETH inflow, also pretty positive, 133 million, 133.4 million. That's pretty good. So again, it's not like Wall Street is turned off. If every single day for weeks or months is all red, then yeah, maybe they're all selling, but that's not the case. It's like they have good days, bad days, more good days for Bitcoin than Ethereum these days, but still, they're loading up when the opportunity presents. Let's see. All of the nominees for the new Fed chair are all pro-Bitcoin. Can you imagine next year after Powell is gone and we have a new Fed chair and he talks about Bitcoin during his FOMC meetings? That will be wild. Wild. I've been watching Powell over the last, I don't know how many years, 4 or 5 years. Okay. He never talks about Bitcoin. He rarely talks about stable coins periodically. But imagine next year moving forward, that becomes a regular topic that the reporters are asking about. That would be wild. But you know what? That may be a reality. That's not as far-fetched as you may think. That'll be wild. That'll be wild, but it's coming. 5 pro-Bitcoin nominees. MetaPlanet. Yesterday, Saylor announced another big buy for strategy. MetaPlanet is raising 75 billion yen to strengthen this Bitcoin strategy. So obviously, they're not going to stop. They're going to keep on buying, and they've been increasing their buying quite a lot recently. So that's good. You got NASDAQ listed healthcare company securing 48 million to boost Bitcoin treasury strategy. Again, you got a lot of companies loading up, part of Wall Street, not just ETFs, but loading up real Bitcoin. It's happening every single week, more and more, and they are eating up a large portion of supply. And then the last few things about Bitcoin is this. Again, it may be stale. It may be a little volatile at times. But Bitcoin always finds a way and moves to a new high. That's how it's always been, and that will be how it always will be. Because scarcity, there's a limited supply, and demand keeps on going up. So overall, we're still waiting. We're still waiting. This week, last week of October is not over yet. And we move into November, which is even more bullish than October. So let's see where this carries us. Okay, let's see where the next few months carries us. But everything is setting up Bitcoin for a massive year-end rally. There's this buildup, this energy right now. We all can feel it. There's something that's holding us back right now, but we can all feel it. When Bitcoin gets released, this move is going to be quite tremendous, just like all the other ones we've experienced in past cycles. It's not like we haven't experienced it before. It's around the corner. All right. Outside of Bitcoin, today we got some big ETF introductions. Bitwise is launching the very first spot Solana ETF with staking on the New York Stock Exchange. The SEC is not stopping them. The SEC, in fact, told exchanges to go ahead. As long as they meet our requirements, go ahead. You don't need our approval. So Bitwise is like, okay, we're going to do it. This is interesting because this is the very first ETF with staking built in. None of the Bitcoin, obviously Bitcoin doesn't have staking, but none of the ETFs for Ethereum have it. This is the very first one. So you get about 4 to 5% of dividends back. I don't know if it's the proper word, but the staking rewards goes to. So that's going to be interesting. Very appealing for Wall Street and for people that are just not crypto savvy and they want to earn some yield. This is coming out today. BSOL. And not only that, you do have Hedera and unfortunately Litecoin ETFs coming out today as well. These are from Canary Capital. I don't believe either one has staking. Well, Litecoin also doesn't have staking. Hedera does. But yeah, so you got 3 new ETFs being introduced today. And there are a lot more pending. And again, maybe it's just the case that SEC doesn't need to approve as long as they don't deny. It's just a matter of these exchanges, whether or not they want to list them. That's what it sounds like. Basically, you just need to convince the New York Stock Exchange or CME Group or NASDAQ to just list. All right. Let's see how they do. So starting tomorrow, maybe we can start tracking it on this Fair-Side Investor thing. They have a Solana one, but it's like kind of like a fake Solana one. But maybe they'll add it in there. Maybe they'll add the others in there. Be interesting to track the inflows as time goes forward. What else? What else? Cardano set for a breakout after major AI sparks investor investment. Okay, I don't know what kind of AI, but you know, Cardano fans are just like XRP fans. They love the project, they love Charles, and they will stick with Cardano forever, and they're very loyal. Very rarely does Cardano projects work with non-Cardano projects. They're kind of stuck in their own ecosystem, right? For better or for worse. I mean, good for them. So AI, more decentralization, more scaling, all these things are being worked on by Cardano. Apple, Microsoft crosses 4 trillion market cap for the first time. Microsoft already says AI codes 50% of their products now. Right? So again, even Microsoft, Apple, you go start seeing layoffs due to AI, just like Amazon. Amazon's probably leading the way because they want to use robotics more, but even white collar jobs, programming jobs are going to be taken up by AI. Don't think this is a fad. I've heard people say, well, this is just like 3D TV. It's going to go away. No, it's not. If you think that, you will lose your job for sure. This is not a fad that's going to die down. AI is only going to get bigger and smarter, and these trillion-dollar companies are not going to stop throwing more money at it. So you better prepare. You better prepare. Maximize your earning potential right now before it's too late, within the next 10 years. Bitcoin is doing well. 115.3. If it could break the recent high of 116, that'd be awesome. And another way is to get involved with Clash. Our holders continue to go up. We had a very successful NFT sale, at least the first tier. It's all sold out. Second tier is about to begin. I'm possibly going to start sending out emails today. We're building up our treasury, which is awesome. We're moving forward with so many things. We're still going to have another prize tournament this Friday that more and more people are joining and enjoying. Still doing more giveaways, more partnerships, more listings. Had a good talk with Kraken yesterday, and they're just the beginning. We are literally the only community project, Clashes, that's actually doing stuff right now. Like, everyone else is just sitting idle, twiddling their thumbs, waiting for altcoin season to happen. But if it doesn't happen anytime soon, that's why you just see their community get smaller and smaller. Their holder count gets smaller and smaller. But not Clash. We're the only project that's actually pushing forward in the staleness right now. And when altcoin season comes, we will be fully locked. And the project is going to ascend to $1 billion, in my opinion. I'm biased, of course, because I'm the founder. All right. Let's do some Q&A. Rock 7033 says you could futures trade Clash on MEXC. Yes. You could also, Bing X just listed Clash in their futures market. But liquidity is low. So if you go trade, you can only do like a few hundred at a time. But with leverage, you got to be careful anyways. We have Clashes on a lot of sexes. So on MEXC, on LBank, on Bing X now, on Femex. You know, these are like what I consider T3s, tier 3 exchanges. Tier 2s are like the ones like Kraken and Crypto.com and a few others, right? And then T1 obviously is like the Binance, OKX, Coinbase of the world. Bybit, I think Bybit's more like a 1.5, but still close enough, right? You got to start small and then you get the big exchange listings. But we are performing at an incredible rate for being a 6-week-old project, not 60-year-old, 6-week-old. All these others, they're just sitting idle. They're not doing anything. All these other memes that people have asked me about from the last year, what are they doing right now? Absolutely nothing. They're just sitting there because they don't know what to do or they don't have the funds to do it. Most of the community members from those other projects are just community members. They're not part of the founding team. They don't have access to anything. But that's different with Clash. is I'm pushing it, and I'm not anonymous, and I stay very active. So tomorrow's the FOMC meeting, and then we have President Xi and Trump meeting on Thursday, and we got a lot of earnings between today and Friday. This week is setting up to be explosive in a good way, I believe. We got a lot of shorts to liquidate too. In fact, let's look at that right now. Look at that. There's a lot of shorts waiting to be. Oh, see, we're already clearing out some of the shorts right now. This is a big mark right now, 115.3. The next one is 115.6. And then we got some more at 116.1. Right? If we keep on going, there's no reason why we can't go to 117 today. Like clearing out all these shorts right here, moving on up. There's like a little area about 117.4 that's kind of clear. And then you got more shorts to liquidate going back up to 120s, right? But this is very possible today. Prison Planet says, big super chat, I don't think the Fed will cut rates tomorrow. How are they supposed to get jobs data when the government has been shut down? They will pause it. No, they won't. No, they won't. It's a 97% chance. And CME predictions are never wrong. They will. They did get some data, okay? And they're not going to stop that. Tony Smith is asking, what is the ticker for Clash? I think you answer your own question. It's Clash. All the information is in the description of this video. Website for Clash. That's pinned to the chat in case you're too lazy to go in the description. Will we get a Moonvember this year? James Matthews asked. There's no reason to think we're not. What's the reason to think that we're not? I still think people are just way too bearish for no reason. Like right now, we're sitting at 115.5. We're literally only $10,000 away from all-time high. Right? Now, I could see how some people will say, well, maybe 126 ain't that good. 100% gain from last year. More than that. Even we stuck at let's just say 130 by year end, right? Would I be disappointed? Yeah. But is Bitcoin a failure? No. It just means that we're going to continue forward in 2026. Right? There's no crypto winter. And we will just keep moving forward like a super cycle until the next 4-year comes. Maybe the cycle dynamics did change. But still, there's no reason to be bearish. It just seems like most people are like, it's over, I'm out. It just feels that way, and it shouldn't be. People have short-term memories and forgot how bad things were before, how volatile things were before. It's like living in peace and then wishing for war, almost. It's like you're wishing for something to happen, whether it's good or bad, when you have it good already. See, most people Jordan Shuffle, however you say that. I think most people that are feeling really, really, really bad are the ones that play with leverage and got liquidated. Which happens. If you go play with leverage, get ready to be liquidated. But you pick yourself back up and you either decide not to play with leverage again or you do it again and get smarter. I can understand how those people are feeling miserable. That's why you see a lot of people on X calling for gloom and doom because they got liquidated and they want to bring everyone down to their level. But, you know, if you're going to play with leverage, play with a small party portfolio. Vast majority you don't touch and you keep it in spot. You keep it just in a wallet that you never touch. And you're golden. You're fine. XLP or Aster, which one would you choose? Neither. I'm not familiar enough with either to make a determination, but I have noticed that Aster is highly manipulated. So I was in very early, a little bit, not very early. I rode 125 up to like $2 something, and I rode it down to like 150s and 160s, and then I just sold it. And now it's like $1 something. It's just way too volatile. There's a lot of games being played with Aster, so. If you go play with leverage, learn how to trade, and there are a lot of people that go into my boot camp led by Tyler that's been learning a lot. So if you guys want to learn, okay, go into boot camp. It's a free live trading session or a free live trading course, and people learn a lot. And then he also does live streams too every day. So he's been doing very well. It's in boot camp in Discord, so you can join it. Look at the gold bubble bursting. If gold falls all the way back to like 3,300, that would be amazing for Bitcoin and rest of markets. Same thing with silver. If silver fell down to like 37 again, it would be really amazing. Today, the stocks that I look at, Coinbase slightly up, not that much. Robinhood, not that up. Nvidia is okay, 1%. Broadcom, 1%. AMD is kind of sitting there, but it's been jumping. It just, AMD just never seems to go down. And Clash is still holding strong. We had some tremendous interest so far for the NFTs, which have a Clash grant, and there's other benefits like going to Vegas, getting collectible watches. You know, I told you guys that I was going to produce these watches, Coin Vigilante. They're all spoken for now. They're all attached to these NFTs, and people love them. They should be coming before December. And now that we're going to build up a treasury, we could do a lot with that. We could beef up the LP. We could use it for other things, other events, stabilize the ecosystem, development. There's a lot of things that we could do with it. I won't keep pushing until this project is $1 billion. We have what it takes. I don't think a lot of people have what it takes. I think a lot of people got lucky during bull runs, like Shiba and Pepe. I really don't know what they have. They just got really lucky during really hot times. And others, you know, same thing. Bonk just got hot during a really hot time. Well, Bonk, I would say some of these created stuff after the fact. Bonk, I guess, has a Bonk bot or something. But I don't know how much it actually adds to them. WIF is the same thing. It was just led by Arthur Hayes and pumped up during a good time. None of them really has anything continuous going for them. Clash will. These tournaments could go on forever. You know, it's really, really weird that that Solana's not pumping more with its ETF. You would figure there would be a big pump right now with Solana. Is H bar pumping with theirs? Let's see. H bar is pumping 12%. Let me add it in here. H bar is up 12%, and let's see if Litecoin's pumping. Litecoin's not pumping. So out of the three that's getting an ETF, only Hedera is seeing some kind of benefit right now. And that might be just whale manipulated. Yeah, I already talked about Solana, HBAR, and Litecoin. They all got approved for ETFs today. Solana is the only one that has staking. So I kind of figured Solana would be doing better today, but it's not. I mean, it's in the green, but I thought it would be like up 10% like Hedera is, but it's not. Do I think Peanut the Squirrel is dead? I don't follow them, but I know our holder count continues to go up while theirs goes down. Granted, they have a much larger holder base, but still, I don't know what they're doing. I know what we're doing, I just don't know what they're doing. Oh, HBAR's ETF has staking too? Okay. Javon says, I don't understand how Solana isn't at least 400. It's kind of odd to me. I do too. I don't know about 400 right now. I think it should at least be 300. Past its all-time high. The metrics are still insanely high. One thing I did notice is like creating NFTs on Solana is a pain in the ass. You know, I used to back in the day. I created these I Am Georgia NFTs pretty easily on OpenSea. I was able to create a collection like really fast by myself. If you go on Magic Eden, that's not the case. They want you to create these files, and it's just not easy. You create a collection somewhere else, and then you import it in, and then it's just like all this nonsense. I don't know why they can't make it like it's just like OpenSea where anyone could go in and just mint. It's just really complicated. That's the one thing I think Solana's ecosystem needs better. Not that NFTs are that hot anymore, but still, those platforms could do a lot better. But too bad OpenSea doesn't support Solana. What's going on with Pull? Are we gonna get pumped this year? There's not a whole lot going on in Pull other than Poly Market. That's really it. Everyone else left. I don't even know who everyone else is. The only app that has gotten popular is Poly Market. Which project do you still do 10x? Clash. I think Clash will do 10x. I think most of the big caps is set to do now. Like, I think a lot of them could still do like a 3 to 5x, no problem. I just don't think the big caps are going to do a 10x. And some of the mid caps, I'm sure, can do a 5 to 10x. But this time around, there are so many more projects than ever before. So I don't think it's going to be like everything just goes up. There will be winners. There'll be outliers that win big, but the others will probably win very small. We're at a resistance point right now. If we just push past 116, very easily we could get back to 120. We just need to push past it. Wall Street is... Look at this. Palo Alto debuts automated AI agents to fight cyber attacks. Today, it's all about AI. Led by Amazon. Not in a good way. AI taking jobs is not a good thing, but it's going to happen. Has Polygon lost its shine? Where have you been, man? It's lost its shine many years ago. Ever since, they spent all this money on ZK tech and they haven't used any of it. And then they confused the market, the hell out of the market by coming out with pull tokens. And then there's still Matic. There's like two different chains. And they couldn't scale. And I still think they can't scale. So a lot of projects actually left Polygon. Polymarket is the only one that stuck around. And I wouldn't be surprised if they develop their own chain. Sooner or later, they're raising a whole bunch of money. How much do you think Sol will go up when altcoin season? At this point, I still think it could do a 5x. I think it still could get $1,000. So we'll see. I think Bitcoin could still do a 2x. Ethereum do 2x, 2.5x. Someone like BNB, XRP, Solana can do like a 3 to 5x. Somewhere around there. It could be more bullish. It could be even greater than that, especially since some of these are going to get their ETFs and money flows in, right? This is not even updated. There we go. I was like, well, that's not right. Can Cardano do a 14x? I don't know. I hope so. I hope they could get back to their all-time high at least, which is like around $4, and move past that. I hope so. Any thoughts on Aptos? Not really. Not really. I think out of the L2s, they are probably the most successful. Base probably would be if they had a token, but you can't measure that right now. But out of the other L2s, Aptos is definitely the most successful. But would I pick Aptos over some of these big cap L1s? No, I wouldn't. Do you think it's better to buy Bitcoin Cash over Bitcoin? NY2855. Why would you ask that question? It's like saying, would you rather buy something fake over something real? And especially when it comes to investing, that's a horrible idea. V-Bucks or Cardano? I don't know how I'm supposed to answer that. V-Bucks or Cardano? I want to see Coinbase do better. Coinbase goes up, then it's good for markets. I think Coinbase should be flying right now, but it's not. They have their earnings coming up October 30th in 2 days. If they have a spectacular earnings, it'll be very, 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 very good. Hood is having earnings too. I don't know when though. There we go. Theirs is November 5th. Next week. What do you think about Gemini as a stock? They're no Coinbase. So let's just put it that way. If I was going to choose, I would pick Coinbase every day. Oh, there we go. There we go. 115.7. We're breaking higher. Again, I think a lot of shorts are going to be liquidated. Okay, so that next point is gone. As you can see, those levels are gone. Now we got this 116.3 level. And some things have changed. There was nothing here, but, you know, I think that will be the next place. 116.3. And 116.3 happens to be right here. See, this last wick up is right around 116.3. So if we could get past that, then we're good. We're ready. Joe asks, what do you think about holding old coins versus newer coins? Is it better to hold on more popular coins? Yes. Popularity in crypto, synonymous with momentum. That's really it. And why do some have more momentum than others? It's all dependent on the community. If you have very, very strong community, they never really go away. They will stick with the project through thick and thin. And, you know, that's why when the market conditions improve, they do the best. They hold the best in winter times, and they do the best during summer times, let's just say, because the community stays and believes. They don't go away. So, and a lot of the old coins that have lost their communities, they're not going to come back. Especially since there are so many new ones. Just think about the pile of money that's in space right now, you know, it has to be distributed. Before it was distributed to like maybe 2,000 projects. Now, and then it turned to 200,000 projects. Now it's like 20 million projects. Yeah, if James Wynn, if he's shorting the market right now, he probably got liquidated again. He's been getting liquidated left and right. I don't know how he has so much money to keep doing what he's doing. Probably a lot of referrals from Hyperliquid, or maybe Hyperliquid is compensating him in some way. I don't know. Some people say he's trolling, but I don't. It doesn't seem like it. All right. I think that's it. I'm going to come up with something new for Clash today. Okay. I'm going to come out with an incentive program for people to spread the word. And you could do referrals too. So I'm going to work on that today. I think it's going to help bring more attention to the project. But outside of that, you know, let's do some giveaways here. 2,274 entries. There should be a lot more since our holder count is a lot higher, right? Let's do 3. So this is rewarding loyal Clash holders. The more you hold, the more you can win, and it's continuous every day. First winner has 2,000 Clash. Congrats. Wins 0.2 Soul. Second winner gets a 2x multiplier, holds 280,000 Clash, wins 0.4 Soul. Congrats. And last person, 1.5x multiplier, holds 44,000 Clash. Congrats. Congrats. Again, if you're a Clash holder, you're eligible for a giveaway every single day. All right, guys, that is pretty much it. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel, check out Clash, and let's see what happens with the market today. It is still heading higher, almost 116. The alts need to catch up, but Bitcoin is leading the way. Let's see where we end up. All right, have a good one. Take care.